According to an article by a committee that calls themselves the Editors, working for Airtable in 2016, anyone can Google the recipe and follow the instructions. The true meaning for a baking show is to show the future of efficiency. This secondary source walks the reader through the worlds of cooking and baking shows. Baking star Chef Hubert Keller demonstrates that from the beginning of time, people have been using knives to peel fruits and veggies of all sorts, but Ginger used a spoon. Chopping an onion, leave the roots on until after all the cutting is done, to avoid the tears. The idea of cooking and baking shows really dates back to the 1330s, says the Editors. At this time, a cookbook called Yanzhen Zhen Yao, which translates to proper and essential things for emperor's food and drink, was released, but at an extremely high price. Servants who had access to the book would pass the recipe down, not through words, not through writing or reading, but through demonstrations of cooking, starting the tradition. This source stresses the importance of baking shows in the entire concept of showing rather than reading. It also runs through the ideas that professional chefs contemplate upon before recording their recipe. In 2018, VG came out with a brilliant article called 16 Experts Tell You How to Create a Successful YouTube Cooking Channel. And just as the name suggests, this secondary source gives advice of all sorts to making an at-home cooking show. Some of the best words read on that website were as follows. Alyssa from mindovermunch.com talks about how simple it is to get caught up in making a baking video look like everyone else's, but instead make it unique. That's how to up those views. Shamil from foodieshutrecipes.com says that the magic happens in the thumbnail. The thumbnail is like the title of a movie. It's what attracts the audience and can even have the role of making their mouth water for the link that they're about to click on. Noreen from noreenskitchen.com stresses the importance of engaging the audience, which is crucial for videos where the viewer might pause to read a recipe or follow a step. Sahil Michaela says that the most important thing to remember is to include passion and personality in all of your videos through every step. The advice from VDU is extremely beneficial because it gathers opinions from professionals with tons of experience. While many successful YouTubers suggest that being original is definitely the way to go for a baking video, it is just as crucial to familiarize oneself with professional media works with proper production and utilities. These media works contribute to overall goals and rough templates to follow. Martha Stewart is a businesswoman and TV star loved by the world. She does weekly segments called Martha Bakes, where you guessed it, Martha spends roughly 10 minutes baking a dish, often with a celebrity by her side. In October of 2012, Martha dressed up for a Halloween-themed episode for that week's baking show, and she made Devil's Food Cake. Right away, the viewer would notice how Martha has a clean working environment and has all of her ingredients laid out neatly and ready to be used. Throughout the segment, Martha makes small jokes here and there, showing off her personality and keeping the viewer engaged, just like Sahil Michaela suggests. She shows all of the steps needed to go into the mixture and verbally states the ingredients instead of what many YouTubers do by captioning it on the lower left. Near the end of the segment, Martha shows off her final product and demonstrates the many ways in which it can be decorated and enjoyed. The next primary source looks at a baking show by John Canal, a professional baker with over 2 million subscribers on YouTube. In this episode, filmed April of 2020, John is baking lemon squares, and he showcases these delicious treats with a brief trailer-like clip, engaging the audience right from the start. Like Martha, John has his ingredients laid out and ready to be used. His setting is appealing, and he manages to only use 2 camera perspectives throughout the whole video, while making it successful. As John uses his ingredients, he captions the amounts neatly in the corner of the screen, allowing viewers to pause or write their recipe by hand. At the end of the video, John shows the final product and even suggests other recipes that the viewer might like. Through the secondary sources, one is able to see where baking shows originated, facts to use throughout a future baking show, and advice that will engage viewers and keep the audience smiling and learning. The primary sources demonstrate professional work that shows the best way to present a recipe. Baking is all around, and through cooking shows, viewers are able to hear, see, and even read every step of the recipe.